put on my homer cap real quick for you. The Jets are going 12-5, getting a first-round bye. Home field for at least one game in the playoffs this year. What do you think of that? What do you think of it? That's what I'm saying. 12-5. We're going, guys. 12-5. 12-5, first-round bye, home field playoff game. Guys, it's going to be great. Are you kidding me? We were 2-14 last year. We have a whole roster full of kids. I got a first-time rookie head coach, rookie offensive coordinator. We don't know what these guys are going to do. We have a quarterback. He's never played an NFL game. Mekhi Becton can't stay healthy. I'm telling you, we're going 12-5. I'm telling you, you're out of your friggin' mind. Well, would you look at this? What is happening? New York Jets fans, it's an exciting little bubble of news. We got a little nugget. Don't we have a little something to chew on? Welcome to the show. This is GreenBean with a little bit of an impromptu, spur-of-the-moment, reactionary live stream about one Derek Carr coming to the New York Jets. It's everywhere. It's all over the joint. Everybody's freaking out. I see people. I got a DM. I got two. Well, I got a bunch, but I got two I'll tell you about. I got a DM on Twitter that said, they better not. And right before that, I got a DM that said, dude, they can't let him leave the facility. So Jets fans are kind of all over the joint on this one. Are we not, everybody? So we have a lot to consider, right? We have a lot to consider. Where do you stand is the real question here. That's going to be the big question. Do Jets fans hope that Derek Carr signs with the New York Jets? From what we understand, it's a multi-day visit, everybody. He's going to be here starting this evening. They'll probably start with some sort of steak dinner at Arthur's. Anybody know about Arthur's out there? You guys got to know about Arthur's. If you don't know about Arthur's, Arthur's is a steakhouse not too far from the Jets facility. As a matter of fact, I have frequented Arthur's. As a matter of fact, there's another bar. I've gone to dinner at Arthur's. And there's another bar. If you walk out of Arthur's and make a right, there's another bar right there. I've gotten into huge bar clearing brawls in that place, and the police station is almost right across the street. I just spent the night over there. So I had dinner at Arthur's, had some fun at the bar, and then got a free room at the Morris Plains jail. Oh, that's going to be different than Derek Carr's experience, I imagine. I hope it's different than that. I hope it's different than that friggin' that mess of an evening. But Arthur's really, really great steakhouse. They used to have a sister company over there on Route 46 in Parsippany. What was it called? The Black Bull or something like that. Black Bull, good prime rib. The Black Bull was prime rib. Arthur's is known for what? Anybody know? Right, Aunt Jets, Morris Plains. Anybody know what Arthur's is there for? Delmonico steak. That's their thing over there. So the first thing you got to do, you got to welcome Derek Carr, who's been out there eating Vegas, fake food. Everything's fake in Vegas. The facades are fake. Everything's fake. You know this. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Why? Because if you bring anything out of Vegas, everybody goes, that sucks. It's piece of shit's fake. It's only real in Vegas. Marriage license? What are we talking about? So, yeah, man. You bring them over to New Jersey. You give them some nice Arthur's Steakhouse. Maybe you take them to a nice, good Chinese restaurant. New Jersey, good Chinese, man. Vegas, right? And where was he? Los Angeles. Well, I guess Los Angeles has good Chinese food for sure. Mexico, right? LA is a different story. So what do we got here, man? We got look, Micro Fox checking in, Derek Carr all day. Well, here's what we're looking at, guys. Derek Carr is coming to the facility. This is finalized. It is confirmed. That's a better word to use. It's confirmed that Derek Carr will be coming to Florham Park to visit with the New York Jets. We are only visit number 2. So this is there is two ways to look at that. One is visit number 2 means, all right, well, he already left the Saints without a contract. Now, Maybe he didn't sign because they would have had to trade and whatever else. He could have signed already. If he'd liked the visit down there, he could have just signed after if he really liked it, right? He could have. But he left there without a contract. So one way to look at this is he's coming to the Jets second, really first after he's cut from the Raiders. First, if you look at it through that lens, we're the first visit after he's been cut. So we have a unique opportunity. If we like this guy, if we like him, we say, you know what? The interview's through the roof. He's throwing the ball around with Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore and Mims, who were waiting here for him. Little Conklin action, little Michael Carter, little Bam Knight. They're all hanging with Breece Hall too, but he's, he can't run. A little bit. He's been on the treadmill. You got all those guys hanging out. Say, I don't know. We just hang out here, man. You want to throw the ball around? No, we didn't come to see you. We're just hanging out. You want to throw the ball? Let's have a little mix up. Come on. Little pitch and catch. So they do a little bit of that, right? And they like him. And he says, you know what? I really like it here. I like the guys. And the Jets really like him. They could put the full court press on, including handcuffs, and just handcuff him to the building and say, sign this or else. You could do that. Or it could mean the other thing, which is this. We're just the first guy, we're the first team on a tour, and that he wants to visit 5-6 organizations before he signs. Like no matter what, he's got all the time in the world, right? He doesn't have to rush at all. There's no one else on the market. It's Derek Carr. It's Derek Carr on the market. So he could be saying, hey, I want to visit at least five places. I want to visit the Titans. I want to visit the Raiders. I want to visit the Colts, right? I want to maybe go see the Commanders. They have a good squad. They just hired, or they're about to hire Eric Bieniemy. I heard good things about him. He could do all that and say, look, I'm not signing no matter how you slice it. And then by the time he gets to wherever, he's forgotten about us. Whatever wooing we did, he's forgotten. So if the Jets want this guy, you don't let him leave. Say, what is it? You like it here? We like you, Derek. Why are we playing games, man? Be the superstar in New York that you were meant to be, okay? The thing that your brother couldn't achieve. He was a backup anyway, but whatever. And you go and do it that way. So what do you think it is? Now, I put a poll in the chat for you guys to see exactly how you're feeling. Should the Jets let this man leave the facility, even if Aaron Rodgers is quarterback number one? A bird in the hand. A bird in the hand, my friends. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. I want to say hello to Jack Burke. You heard it here first. We did hear it here first. Whenever anybody says that later on, say, hey, man, that's Jack Burke. Can't get it twisted. That was Jack. I said hello to Microfox. Thomas Cahill checking in. GreenBean, keep the pick. Well, look, dude, that makes a lot of sense. Dude, look. Even if if Rodgers is your number one quarterback, right? Let's say Rodgers is number one, Carr is number two. But with Rodgers, you got to give up 13 and a conditional next year, hypothetically. That's just what we're talking about, right? So we say you got to give up a first and a third, let's say. And he's more money. You got the dead cap stuff at the end of the contract and all that kind of stuff. When you weigh how much you like Aaron Rodgers, how much better you like him on the field than Carr, with all that other stuff, does that not catapult Carr? As long as you think that it's not like we're getting a subpar quality product. As long as that's not the case, then could he be catapulted to one? You keep 13, you keep next year's pick. You get him for whatever you want the contract to be. You're not absorbing this crazy, ridiculous contract that the Packers made up last year. Then you don't have the 2 years and out thing, maybe even one, right? There's a lot there, man. There's a lot there, especially when you think of this. Derek Carr has thrown for 4,000 yards 4 of the last 5 seasons, dude. Okay? And he's had shit teams. 4,000 yards, 4 out of the last 5 seasons. Micro Fox, I would take the contract to the right. Just so you know what? I really like it here. Say, good, then read this. It's already done. I've been talking to your agent for 2 weeks. That's the way you got to do it if you like them. Nick Russo says, any good Broadway shows to take his wife to? Maybe he likes Broadway show too. The thing is, he's going to be here for a couple of days, so you have some time. I'm telling you, you'll hear about Arthur's. I know it. TJ Decker, get Rodgers. Well, we don't have Rodgers. We can't talk to Rodgers for another 7 days, 6 days, right? He's not even in the dark retreat yet. That's the thing, TJ. You let Carr leave, and he goes to the Titans, and the Titans woo him to death. And you lost your opportunity. You got to consider that. You got to consider it. Wayne 136, take him to Jimmy Buff's Ruts Hut at Israel, Jersey. I don't love Ruts Hut. I preferred the Anthony Wayne. You remember the Anthony Wayne in Wayne, right next to DMV over there? Ruts Hut's good. The hot dogs. I prefer the hot dogs at Ruts Hut. But I'll tell you what. Jimmy Buff's, it's a real deal. Got to get an Italian hot dog at Jimmy Buff's. Right? Jimmy Buff's. There was a Jimmy Buff's in West Orange, I think. Let me see. I used to go to, I might be confusing it. Yep. Jimmy Buff's. There it is. Jimmy Buff's Italian hot dogs, man. Oh my God, I miss it. Dude, I used to live on Main Street in West Orange for 2 years. Boy, oh boy. You know what? Next time I go up there, Wayne, it's funny, Anthony Wayne. See what I did there? Next time I go up to New Jersey, I'm going to Jimmy Buff's. I'm not playing games. I'm going to Jimmy Buff's. That's what I'm doing. And if it still exists. It looks like it is. I just looked it up on a website. Carr didn't stay, right? So what happens in Vegas doesn't stay. Well, Carr didn't happen in Vegas, clearly, right? Micro Fox, Carr didn't happen. Ant Jet's checking in. He's probably had better steaks in Texas with his brother. We should have used meatballs and mozzarella to close the deal. It's a good point. It's a good point. But you got to let them know, though, Ant Jets. Look, yeah, Texas is Texas. But you come here, not only do we have Chinese food to rival the Californian Chinese food, but we have, not only do we have the meatballs and the Italian here is second to none, better than Italy. I don't know. That's what I heard. I don't know. I've never been to Italy, so I couldn't say. But we got steaks. We'll put our steaks right next to Texas steaks proudly. There you go. That's what. And look, when's the last time he's been in Texas? David Carr hasn't been in Texas in a while. Where's David Carr live? I don't know. But you got a good point. Nick Russo, Oakland, San Fran, adjacent to Great Chinatown. You know what's funny, Nick? I went to San Francisco a couple of times. I had Chinese food both times I was there. One time I went dead center of Chinatown. And both times I was there, I learned that they don't have lo mein, nor do they have crunchy egg noodles. Did you know that? I was upset. No lo mein. They don't have it. Doesn't exist. And you got to think, they're closer to China than the East Coast. So what is that? Micro Fox says Joe Douglas can blow him away. I agree. And he should, in my opinion. I'd take either Carr or Rodgers. At the end of the day, as Jets fans, it shouldn't matter about wants. We need a quarterback who wants to win just as badly as we all do. Point blank, period, may the best man win. It's a great comment, TL. It's a great comment. It's a great comment because that's the truth of it. Like we can, look, we're arguing about diamonds versus rubies, dude. You know what I mean? Like we haven't, you know what? We've been hanging out with, sterling silver for decades. And we're like, diamonds, rubies, sapphires, blah, 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 blah. And we're doing all that. It's like, dude, just bring it on, okay? We have any one of those things that's significantly better than what we've had, and we have a real shot. Think about this, guys. We have been buying tickets, buying jerseys, rooting, spending time online, arguing with each other for decades with no chance to win. None. Believing we did, trying to make it like we did. Think about it. The year Sam Darnold was drafted, we had no offensive line, no wide receivers, very limited defense. We had Jamal Adams and Marcus May. We had Jordan Jenkins. We were hoping Jordan Jenkins was a stud. Who else? Who was our defensive line then? It was a bunch of nobodies, right? Nobodies. We had Nathan Shepard in his rookie year. Great. I'll tell you, man. So, like, if Carr comes on, he's instantly gives us the best chance. All the years we've been rooting, we've never rooted for a quarterback this good. Never. John Pfister. Carr is going to be so motivated to win. I don't want to wait to miss out on Rodgers. We have to get one of these two. Get Carr now. Yeah. I got to say, look, I've been talking to you guys for a lot for the past couple of days, right? You guys know we had the morning show yesterday. We had the Thursday Think of It last night, and here we are again. And I've made my feelings pretty clear. But just to clarify even further, if all things were equal and they were sitting in front of me and they said, pick one, is yours, I would pick Rodgers. I would. I'd take the big swing. I know it's a shorter lifespan. I get it. But if they're not equal, one is bird in the hand. If you can get them, do it. And the other one is the picks, the money, the dead cap. There's all sorts of stuff, man. There's all sorts of stuff. Nick Russo reminds us Sauce Gardner was hanging with Carr at the Pro Bowl. I wouldn't put it past the Jets, dude, to say, hey, Sauce, Garrett, go. Make sure you spend a little time with Derek Carr. What was that tweet from Sauce Gardner? Let's look at it real quick. Sauce Gardner, Derek Carr tweet. Let's see. Let me see. Never mind. I was about to say. Oh, that's funny. That's funny, man. All right. Let me see. When was that though? That looks like it's yeah, it was a couple weeks ago. Anyway, Derek, he said he's in a trolling mood. Wait, where is it? What else did he say? So we know Garrett Wilson went on record saying how he felt if Aaron Rodgers came and all that jazz. We know that, right? Happy Friday, Hank. It is Friday, everybody. So think about this. It's 4:30 on a Friday. You guys get to leave work into the weekend, chewing on all this juicy Jets goodness, right? And it's the truth, man. It's like this is really happening. This is really happening. Rusty Spooner checking in. He says, happy Friday to you, GreenBean and Gang Green family. Let's go Jets. Right back at you, Rusty. It's good to have you here. All right, so there, Micro Fox. Remember the Twitter with Sauce Gardner saying something like, remember what you said at the Pro Bowl. Right, that's the one I was looking for. I didn't find it. I want to spend more time. He said that. Remember what we said at the Pro Bowl. Sauce Gardner just said, look, dude, I'm going to tell you something. Our team is badass. We're young. We're hungry. We're pissed. We're aggressive. We're talented. We're mean, nasty, motivated. Get your ass over here. It's going to be the best team you've ever played on. And it's crazy to be able to say that, dudes. I just want to remind you of that. Like all this positivity that we think we can have either one of these guys, that's the difference in where we've been and where we are. 3 years ago, we couldn't talk like this. So why the hell would he come here over going to play with Derrick Henry? Why would Rodgers instead of going to play with Devontae Adams? We wouldn't be talking. We have a legitimate argument for why one of these guys or both would want to come here. Did you hear what the hell was his name last night? Graziano said the Jets are the most attractive spot out there for these quarterbacks. And he gave the reasons why. Top 10 defense, defensive and offensive rookie of the year. You have another rookie running back that could have been the offensive rookie of the year. Said you got offensive linemen coming back. It's like there's talent all over the place. And a regime that looks like they know how to bring it in. They're bringing it in, man. Even late round picks like Michael Carter II, Brandon Eccles, Bam Knight, Bryce Huff, even these later, they're all coming in, not only contributing, man, but being starters in some instances. Michael Clemens, Max Mitchell. They're all over the place. Is it? Does he start? I thought it was. Maybe it is today. It's Friday, isn't it? Maybe it is today. Rusty's saying that Derek Carr starts his darkroom retreat today. That's interesting. So hey, maybe they keep Derek Carr. So look, day one, Saturday, keep Derek Carr here till Monday, right? Keep him here. Just keep him in the facility, dude. This couldn't be any smarter. Do you see it? Holy shit! Bring him to the Russian. What's up, O'Leary? Bring him to the Russian bathhouse. Dude, do you guys see the wisdom, the brilliance behind what the Jets are doing? Aaron Rodgers starts his dark retreat today. The whole concern is having to wait it out. Derek Carr is going to sign somewhere else. So what did they do? They scheduled him to be with us during the dark retreat. And look, what if Aaron Rodgers bails on day 2, day 3? He can't make it the full 4 days. That's very real. We got him. We got them both. You see it? Oh my God, are we brilliant? Be patient, Snowball says. Right. Hank would prefer Carr. That's right, man. That 13th pick, you go and bring in Paris Johnson or Skronsky or whoever, man. Bring him in. Go get the kid from Ohio State, get a safety, bring in another premium talent, then use your second on whatever you didn't get. John Michael Schmitz, whatever, man. Fix it. Fix the holes. You get Derek Carr and you keep everything you own to plug it. That's what you do. My holy king, how many yards Kirk Cousins threw in 4 or 5 seasons? Do you want Cousins? Let me see. Let's not forget, Kirk Cousins has had a significantly better team than Derek Carr. Like, let's not make any mistakes here. All right, let's see. Let's see what he looks like. I honestly don't know. But let me just tell you something. To answer your question, if Kirk Cousins was going to be our quarterback, I'd be much happier with Kirk Cousins than anybody on our roster. Let me see. So the answer is a kind of a yes. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to put this up. I'm going to put it up with you guys before I even see it so we can do it together as friends. Okay? That's what we're going to do here. My holy king. Let's see what he's got here. So, okay. So, obviously, he was a backup here, right? He didn't get to be a starter, really. Derek, well, that was the thing with Kirk Cousins. Don't forget, he had 3 4,000-yard seasons before he was the free agent guy, remember? So, he was throwing for 4,000 yards in Washington. So, we got 41, 49, 4,000, 42, 30. He only has one non-4,000-yard season. Only one non-4,000-yard season. So, yeah, he's got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kirk Cousins has 4,000 yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 of the last 8 seasons. And I imagine your point, my holy king. You're trying to say that you don't want Kirk Cousins. That's what I imagine you're trying to say. But if you would look at that stat line and say, I don't want that guy, then I don't understand. I don't. Let's look at his percentage. His career completion percentage is right below 67%. We got a 65.9, 66.3, 67, 69, 70. You don't want this guy? Is that what we're trying to say? My holy king, help me. Help me. How durable is Kirk? Let's see. 16, 16, 16, 16, 15, 16, 6. You don't want this guy? Is this what we're saying? Is that what we're trying to say? And I do think Derek Carr is a better option. Again, Kirk Cousins' teams have been better. Better defense. Again, Carr's never had more than the 20th overall defense. Offensive line, Kirk Cousins' offensive lines are significantly better than what Derek Carr's had. But still, buddy. And Derek Carr don't have Justin Jefferson. He does have Devontae Adams this year. I'll give him that. But I don't know. I think Justin Jefferson's better than Devontae Adams, but that's just me. That's a stupid argument. We can do that all day. preference, right? Preference. I loved Justin Jefferson coming out. I loved him his rookie year. He got offensive rookie of the year, right? I mean, instantaneous. You could see it all over him. It was like, dude, look at that guy. Holy shit. But I don't know if that's what we're trying to say. See, look at O'Leary trying to urinate on our cornflakes. We're trying to say, Matt, we don't let him leave. That was what I opened with. I said, you know, the good news is we're first. The bad news is we're first. You know what I mean? That's really it. It's the truth. Right-handed down to I'm going to start over, buddy. Let me do this. Hold on. Hey, look at this. Right-handed down from Brooklyn. I did it again. Right-handed downtown Brooklyn. Sorry, buddy. Thank you for the super chat. He says, the Jets have to wait for Aaron's decision first. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. See, I don't know if I would say likely to, and I think it might be, you might be inclined to, but I don't know if it's the smart play. I don't. Because what if you wait, again, what if you wait, Derek Carr comes out of the dark retreat and says, I need 2 weeks. I need a week. And he just keeps pushing it. And you lose Derek Carr in that time. And then he goes, you know what? I'd rather just stay with the Packers. I don't care if they're going to rebuild. I like Romeo Doubs. I like Amari Rodgers. I like these kids. I like them. What if he does that? You know what I mean? Then what? Right-handed downtown Brooklyn. Then what do we do? Take his kids to Coney Island right there, M. Morris. That's the way. We'll go meet him there. Show him how to cyclone. He's here. Jets forever. What's up, buddy? That's it. All right. What else? I saw another super chat. Don't forget, guys. I appreciate your presence. Don't forget to put your comments into the chat. We'll get to as many as we can. You know how we do it here. We try to get to as many comments as we possibly can. I want to hear your thoughts. Like this thought right here. Don't let him leave, Luis Quintero says. But super chats do, in fact, take priority. Right-handed downtown Brooklyn. I got it right now. Now I'm prepped for you, buddy. Checking back in. Thank you. He says, if we just signed Carr out of the gate, then we never know if Aaron chose us. When he gets out of the darkness, Aaron makes us Super Bowl ready now. I know. But you know what that is? You know what? Right-handed down. Let me explain this to you. This is the mentality right here that game shows like what was that one with the Doors? Remember the Door? What the hell was the name of that game? I loved it. Not Whose Line Is in any way. The guy, remember, he'd walk around the crowd. He'd go, anybody with you? You have a pen in your purse? And he'd go, hey, here's $50. Who's got a chiclet in their pocket? Yeah, I got a chiclet. Here's $100. Remember that guy? But he would say, here's $1,000 right-handed downtown Brooklyn. Here's $1,000. Do you like it? I love $1,000. You want it? Yes, I want it. You can have this $1,000, or you can find out and have what's behind door number 3. Right? And it's this mentality right here. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but this is what they prey upon to take advantage of us. So we go, all right, I'll give the $1,000. Everybody cheers. Yeah, door number 3, door number 3. And then it's a used pair of socks in behind door number 3. You go, oh, and they go, well, can I have 100? Nope, you get shit, buddy. No, you get the socks. That's what you get. And then they can sense it, man. They know if you're thinking like, I'm going to fight the urge, then they put a car behind door number 3, which is what you're saying. I don't want to take the 1,000 and find out there's a Cadillac behind that damn door, right? That's what you're saying. I know. It's tough, man. It's tough. Again, I think it all washes away, Brooklyn, if you just look at it this way. This is a tried and true. Sometimes you get a little bit less, but you always get something good if you take this approach. One bird in your hand is worth 2 in the bush. That's it. Yes, there's 2 over there. Maybe I get them, maybe I don't, but this one's mine and I'll see you later. I'm going to eat tonight. That's the way it is. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. And Derek Carr being that bird is a pretty damn good bird. Arbiv checking in. What's up, buddy? Happy Friday, huh? Whether we get Carr or A-Rod, if a team offers a fifth for Zach, this draft would make – wait, I'm sorry. Would you make the trade? I thought you said would make this draft. Would you? Yeah, no, fifth is a little low, dude. It's low. If they offered a third, I'm taking it. I'm telling you. And I like Zach. You guys know I do. At least the people who love Zach don't think I do. I don't love Zach. I like Zach. And I think that the way that they approached it was ass backwards, and we didn't do him any favors. That's the truth. But I also think if you're going to go with Derek Carr, especially Aaron Rodgers, a little bit, there's a little bit more to it, right? As far as benefit for Zach. But I would say if it's Derek Carr, if I'm going to sign Carr right now and I know that the Commanders are like, hey, dude, we'll give you a third for Zach. I'm taking it. I'm dumping that $9 million. I'm taking the extra third-round pick. I'm bringing on a 4,000-yard quarterback, and I'm calling this shit a day. Because think about it. Just that alone, that's found money, dude. Just that alone, if you pay Carr $40 million, you get the Zach money back. That's $9 million this year. What is it, 12 next year? Dude, that's $22 million, $21 million back off of Carr's contract, the way I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just how I see it. That's how I see it. Oh, be nice, Mr. Fister. You got to be nice. Zach's worth more than a ham sandwich. You know that. Look at this. I know. Well, look, Matt, I was talking about this with somebody just about 2 hours ago, like somebody said to me, like, there's a thing going around. It was said in this chat already. Aaron Rodgers gets you to the Super Bowl. Derek Carr gets you to the play. I don't believe that, man. 2 years ago, they would have said the same shit about Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is a very, very good quarterback. Let's look at Stafford's numbers while we're here with Kirk Cutt. Let me tell you. He was looked at as a limited quarterback that couldn't get his team over the hump. And he was on some bad teams. Now, he had some good weapons. He had Megatron and some other guys, Galloway, and he had some dudes, right? But overall, he was on piss-poor teams. Now, let's look at Stafford. All right? In 2010, so he was the first quarterback taken in the Mark Sanchez draft, if you remember. Comes out, goes for 2,200. Then he goes 5,000, 5,000, almost 5. Look at this guy. Holy shit bubbles, right? Look at 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. But around here, so 37, 24.99, 4,000, 48, 2,000. Well, that was last year. This one was a great year. But up until this year, people were saying that the Rams shouldn't have traded for such an old quarterback, clearly on the decline. That's what they were saying. Not everybody, but it was being said. But shit, we talked about it on the panel. O'Leary, Ryan, and myself. We talked about the Stafford thing ad nauseum. I remember, I think Matt was in the same camp as I was, that Stafford on the Rams is going to explode. It's the best move for him. And I couldn't help but root for the guy. And you know me, I'm an asshole. I don't root for anybody that's not on the Jets. And I felt it. I had to root for Stafford. I'm like, man, because you know what? He's been stuck up there in the tundra of Detroit. He never complained. He never said anything negative about the franchise. He never pulled a Jamal Adams. I'm depressed. He never did that. He went to work every day. They would get rid of his weapons. They would fire his coaches. Every 3 years, it was a whole new thing. Matt Stafford went to work and threw for $4,000. That's what he did. Right? Now let's go back and look at our boy, our next quarterback, who's not going to leave the building, Mr. O'Leary. That's what I think. I'm telling you guys, we nailed it right here in this very stream. Okay. I just figured it out with your help. What happened? Where'd it go? There it is. We figured it out with your help. The true motivation for the whole plan. Yes, they want to meet with Derek Carr. Yes, they're interested, all this stuff. But the real plan, I'm saying this to all 200 of you right now. The perfection of Joe Douglas's plan is as follows. Open your ears. If your boss is there at work, tell him to hold on a second. Say, shush, Mr. Boss. I'm trying to hear something. Okay? Quiet your wife, your kids, everybody be quiet. This is what's going on. Aaron Rodgers, Rusty Spooner helped me. That's who it was. Aaron Rodgers starts his dark retreat today. The Jets, who want to wait for him to see if he's going to want to come here. He's their first choice, probably 1A, 1B. They really want to see. They just like Brooklyn said, they really want to see what's behind door number 3, but they don't want to lose the $1,000. Let's make a deal. That's what it was. Anybody say Monty Hall? That's right. Thank you. Was host. There it is. Wait, hold on. You guys are the best. Let's make a deal. All right, Paul. All right, you guys are the best. Monty Hall, Ryder, Snowball. I know, Bruce. Rest in peace, Bob Barker, man. He was the best. Price is Right was my favorite thing. But anyway, so I'll get back to that. So we want to keep the $1,000, but we still want to see what's behind door number 3. So Joe Douglas planned it like this. I'm going to bring Derek Carr into my facility. I'm going to plan 3 days with him. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Rodgers comes out of the dark. We keep talking with Carr. We go, dude, you got to tell us today. If not, I'm going to snatch this fish. Rodgers goes, I'm in. Matt LaFleur, Robert Saleh do the handshake. We throw him a second for next year. Bop, bop, beep, and it's done. If not, if he goes, I don't know, man, I'm thinking I need another month. And you'll fuck you and you sign Derek Carr. Okay? That's what they're doing. You heard it. Walt knows. He's older than dirt. He knows. Kev knows. You guys are the shit, man. M. Morris, everybody knows. Jason, disinfo. I couldn't find it in my head. Kev says the price is right. Right. TL knew. You guys are the best. Really. Scott says we can win the division with Carr. Gotta sign him. It's a nightmare paying $60 million for Rodgers if he retires. That's really the worst part about it is the dead cap after he's gone. Right? There's a dead cap hit after he's gone, man. That's the bad part about it. What's up, R&R? That's right. Right. That big green. When he walks out to his car, there's going to be, oh, sorry, you parked in an illegal spot. They booted your car, man. It's going to take a few hours. Till when? Monday, 4:00. Then they can come back and get it. What? Isn't that just when Derek Carr walks out of the dark? It's not a coincidence. It's a coincidence. A bird in the hand, Rich Little. All right, what else we got here? You guys are the shit. Let's make a deal. How great was that show, though? If you watched that show, you couldn't help it, man. They would give this little mother of 3, single mom. She works all day. She's got a weird outfit and a crazy purse. And they say, hey, you have a lipstick? And she goes, yeah. They go, great, come here. Here's $500, or you can see what's behind door number 2. She could use this. The 70s, 80s. She could use the $5 That's $4,000 now. You know what I mean? $5,000. She goes, oh, everybody's going, door number 2, door number 2. And she just wants the money. She could feed her kids diapers, right? Not feed them diapers. Feed the kids, period, and diapers. Okay. And she'd go, all right, I'm excited. You got me. Door number 2. And they're like, shoelaces. She's like, oh, like, wah, 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 wah. Hold on. I got it over here. Let me see the thing. I got to learn this thing better. Hold on. That's what they play. He goes, oh, I'm sorry. It's an empty carton of eggs. That's what they do. I'll tell you. So right hand checking back in, man. He says, yeah, it's basically rolling. It is. It is. And you know what the scary thing? Look, the Beanbaggers this morning, my Patreon group, the Beanbaggers, best group of dudes in the world, and girls for that matter. They were talking today. I woke up this morning to a robust conversation about this. And they were talking about Carr and Rodgers and thought processes and pros and cons and everything. And one of the things, the saddest thing, we got to see it today. Our buddy Wyatt, you guys see him in here all the time. Newest Jets fan we have. He's only like a year and a half in. He's from Wyoming. He's a Marine. He's in basic. Good guy. And he said this morning. He said, dude, we're going to wait for Rodgers. Carr's going to sign. Rodgers is going to stay, and we're going to end up with Jimmy G. That's the way. And everybody goes, he's getting it. He's one of us. Sad to watch. Oh, I hope. I tell you, man. I'll tell you. It's like, well, I'll get right to you, Tom. It's like Jennifer said, poverty mentality. What are you talking about, Derek Carr? It's not poverty, dude. Now, if we're choosing Gardner Minshew or Brissett, that's poverty mentality. That's poverty. This is not poverty. This is, Beverly Hills or Bel Air, dude. Pick one. There's preferences, right? Especially when the one in Beverly Hills, same square footage, but they're charging, 20% more. Like, okay, I like it. The neighbors are good. Okay, technically it's a better house, but really worth it? Am I really getting that much better a product? 10 years older, the whole thing. Excuse me, Thomas Cahill checking in. What's up, buddy? He says, GreenBean, if we sign Carr, we have about 4 years to find a developmental quarterback not named Zach. Well, that's the difference, right? Carr coming here doesn't mean that they're definitely getting rid of Zach, but I think Rodgers coming here would insinuate that there's a chance for that plan that they're talking about to be real. Doesn't mean we're getting rid of Zach because nobody might want him, dude. Like that could be really it. If nobody wants Zach Wilson, you save almost $3 million to keep him this year. Just put him on the practice squad. Who cares? If you don't want him, just develop him. Right? If you're going to save money to keep him, you might as well have the player. He's still an uber talented kid. He's still super young, crazy talented with a fantastic work ethic. He can get through it. Whether or not he does, I don't know. But paying $3 million just to get rid of him doesn't seem smart in his third year. But if somebody says, hey, I'll give you a pick, dude, Joe Douglas got a second, a fourth, and a sixth for Sammy after 3 years of atrocious quarterback play with, flashes. But aren't you guys sick of the word flashes? Aren't you sick of that, Tom? Flashes. Showed flashes. Flashes. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm sick of flashes. I'm sick of it. I want a quarterback. And I've said this 1,000 times last couple of years. I crave consistency. It's like we've talked about it with Ty Johnson and so many other guys. Like Ty Johnson is a feast or famine running back, right? He gives you these super crazy, exciting plays where you're like, wow, he's using his hand to balance after getting hit in the legs. And he's all this crazy stuff. He's tiptoeing on the sideline into the end zone. And then the next week, he drops 3 passes in a row on third down. So it's like he's really good or he sucks. I hate it. I would much rather somebody that gives me 4 yards a carry, dude. I would, with the occasional up and down, Like, give me 4 yards a carry. That's what I want. Just consistently. That's why I preferred LaMichael Pirine. LaMichael Pirine was 4 yards a carry. Not to overturn that friggin' apple cart again. I'm just mentioning him, okay? He gives you 4 yards. That's it. Hey, you look over his whole 4 yards. That's what he does. He's not great. He doesn't suck. He's 4 yards. And if you're going to take that swing on Becton over Wirfs, you better be ready for it to blow up. Yes, you can hit the home run. What do they say about a home run? Remember the Major League? Remember the guy who the baseball player guy. He prayed to the voodoo. I forgot. I'm trying to think of his name. He had the statue of Mumbunjo or whatever the hell it was, and he would light the cigarettes or the tobacco and the sage and all this shit. Remember? He makes the bats. What do you say? He makes the bats not afraid or something like that. And so they get to the practice and he's just knocking them out of the park. Boom, boom, home run, home run, home run. And they're like, why? How the hell is this guy not somewhere else? How is he with us? How did we get him? And they said, watch this. Throw a slider. Whiff. Throw a curveball. Whiff. The only thing he could hit is a fastball. So if you throw him the fastball, he's going to knock it. Yeah, he's 100% of the time. Once you figure out not to throw him a fastball, he's completely neutralized. And that's the thing. That's where versatility comes in. That's where consistency comes in. I'd rather have the guy that can give me 4,000 yards and throws 2-to-1 touchdowns than the guy who's going to be really great potentially, but could leave us next year. You know, I shouldn't even say it because I would prefer Rodgers. If he's going to say I'll be here for 2 years, I would prefer it. I would. Because then you got the Zach thing and everything, but bird in the hand, man. Bird in the hand. Let's see. I'm gathering Jennifer Slattery is on Team Rodgers. That's what I'm saying. So she says, the drumbeat of fear-mongering was, wow, Jennifer, we have to trade picks for Carr because we can't wait. Now the goalposts have moved again. Carr is waiting for Rodgers. It was always fear over reason with the Kardashians. Okay. Well, look, I was a fan of throwing the Raiders a third. Sure. Fuck it. End this damn thing. Take on the contract. Because Carr's contract wasn't even bad. Considering, right? When you look, Lamar Jackson's turning down $50 million a year. Aaron Rodgers, $60 million dead cap after he's gone. Like, when you look at Carr's numbers, they're not even, I mean, look, I think all the quarterback numbers are ridiculous. That's just me. I'm old. I think 20 million. What is this? Or 50 million. I can't even believe it's real. I still remember Rocket Ishmael leaving and going to the Canadian League because I offered him $4 million a year. Remember that? He didn't go to the NFL. He went to Canada because they offered him $4 million. I still remember that stuff. I still stuck there. I still think milk is $2 a gallon. I still think Reggie Jackson bars should be at 25 cents. That's what I think. Remember Reggie Jackson bars? They were round. Remember that? They were like Baby Ruth, but round. Remember that? They were good. I used to get them shits all the time. Whatchamacallit should be 35 cents. Now they're $2.50, dude. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. So, but the fear, I get you. But again, err on the side of caution, man. Like, look, so that worked out. Okay, great. You didn't have to trade for him. But he was, you know, the Jets inquired, right? The Jets inquired about the trade. We know that. So Aaron, he probably said, look, he's not accepting a trade. So why give him anything? They couldn't give him anything. But I think that if he was accepting trades, I'm going to back it up. David Carr was on, I said this last night. David Carr, Derek Carr's brother, was on a TV show on the NFL Network, okay? He mentioned that Derek Carr would have been completely willing. He was agreeable on every level to work out a trade that would have been to the Raiders' benefit and to his benefit. He was willing to release the trade restriction if he got to the right place, and he was willing to do all that stuff. But instead, they cut him, or they benched him, pissed him off, and he said, screw you. So the Jets checked if they didn't blow it, if Josh McDaniels didn't ruin it, the whole plan, then we would have had to trade for Derek Carr. In the same way that you had Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, same thing. Matthew Stafford. Like any team with a brain cell in their head knows whatever ego stuff I have, whatever feeling, put them aside, dude, and work this out. Work it out, man. Wait, play nice, smile and wave, dude, and get to the end, get what you're going to get your 2 firsts or whatever it's going to be for your quarterback and move on. But nope, Josh McDaniels couldn't do that, which shows you what we're dealing with here. The guy's a complete moron. He's a tool. My way or the highway, Jerry Glanville, right? That's who he is. So now we have a scenario where Derek Carr is a free agent. Now, the Aaron Rodgers thing, it's not just you don't want to wait for Aaron Rodgers. It's that Aaron Rodgers has not said that he's even willing to leave Green Bay yet. We don't even know if this is real. So what are we waiting for? That's the thing. We have no confirmation. So you're waiting for like what could end up being a fantasy. That's the whole thing. You want to be confident and go into it? Cool. I'm not that way. Bird in the hand for me, baby. Bird in the hand, Jennifer. That's me. We differ there, maybe. That's okay, too. Our Biv checking back in. If Rodgers wanted to be here, why the retreat now? Well, I know. I've heard that a lot, right? If he wanted to be here, he would just do it. I don't think that's fair. I don't. I think he's been in with one team. Like, think about this. What's the longest job you've ever had? 5 years, 10 years? Right? You think about leaving that job. Let's see. I think it's 2005. So look how long Aaron Rodgers has been at this job. 2005 to 2022. How many years is that? I can't count. So 2005, that's 15 to here, or 10. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. We're talking about decades. He's been with the same job, in the same city, with the same fans, not the same coaches, but even them, the last 3 years. He's been there the entirety of his career. He was a young kid, 22 years old or 21. He goes to the Green Bay Packers. He has a storied career there. And he's contemplating, I'm at the end of my career. Do I really want to leave for potentially greener pastures and maybe ruin the whole thing? Is it worth it? Like, I think that's fair to give the guy a little bit of time to contemplate that. And the truth is he's earned it. Multiple time league MVP, Super Bowl champion and MVP, numerous championship games. I mean, shit, dude. Derek Carr has been to the championship game as many times as the New York Jets organization has been to the championship, probably more. So I think, we have to remember that, Arbiv. Like, it doesn't mean he doesn't want to be here. I think he's built in a way I don't have to move. I don't have to say or do anything right now. Therefore, I'm not going to. The pressure's not on me. And I think to respect that is fair. Right-handed Brooklyn coming back in. I'd rather Jimmy G. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I can't even talk to you anymore. I can't. I would love to know why. I really would. I'd be very curious to know, is there anybody else out there that feels that way? I don't know why that would be. He's had one season that he's played the full season. One. Let's look at Jimmy G. See how many games he's missed. Remember, Lamar Jackson, we're talking about, he's a risk because he's missed 5 games the last 2 seasons. He's going in with his 5th year for whatever it is. And he's missed 31% of the games, snaps in the last 2 years. 31%. Jimmy G, that makes Jimmy G look, Jimmy G makes that look like it's a nothing. All right, so let's see here. Obviously, these years, he was behind Brady. This year, he started a little bit. He played some, looked okay. Not okay. He looked pretty good. 68.3%. Then they trade him to San Francisco. He plays 6 games for San Francisco. I think you gotta forgive me. I don't remember which year was the year Colin Kaepernick came in, which I don't remember off the top of my head. Maybe you guys can help me with that. But no matter how you slice it, he played 6 games in 2017. He played 3 games in 2018. I hate this. Ugh. Oh, sorry. All right. So then he plays 16 games in 2019. He has a 69.1 completion percentage, almost just under 4,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, 13 picks. Very, very strong year, 13-3 record. The next year, he plays 6 games. All right, so he missed. This is still in 16ville. So he misses 10 games, whatever the reason, injury. This year, 2021, he plays 15 games. So he misses 2. That's good. So he's got the 16 and he's got the 15. This year, he starts 10. He plays in 11 and he starts 10. So he missed 6 games entirely, but he was gone. He didn't start so he missed 6 games this year. Where did that leave the team? They had to go to their 7th round pick, who just happened to play well. Now, what does him playing well tell you about Jimmy G? What it should tell you is that any quarterback that, whether it's Alex Smith, I mean, that was before, but you got Trey Lance, you got Jimmy G, you got Brock Purdy. They all succeed in it. Brock Purdy looked just as good as Jimmy G because it's scheme. It's very similar to what Mike LaFleur was doing. Like LaFleur there was always guys open. He knew how to scheme guys open. We just didn't have the quarterback that could capitalize on it. Zach or Mike White or Treveler or Joe Flacco, they couldn't even capitalize as well as Brock Purdy did. That's what we were looking at this year. But Jimmy G could very well be a good quarterback that is succeeding and looking like a very good quarterback because of the system that he's in. And if you bring him over and you expect him to carry you a little bit, he can't do it. And he's more than likely not going to make it all season. Maybe he does, right? We don't know the future. But if you want to know what somebody's going to give you in the future, take a look at the past. It gives you a pretty good idea. It's a pretty good idea. He's a winner, though. That's good. Glad to hear that. Snoops. I don't know what that, they're all winners. You know what I mean? All these guys aren't the guys sitting on the sideline, just like, I don't know, man, pouting. And I mean, dude, they're among all these guys when they're on the field are among the best in the league. They're up near the top. That includes Jimmy G. The big problem with Jimmy G is that he can't seem to stay healthy, dude. And that includes this very season. But think about this. So I'm going to so Brock Purdy is a shot at Jimmy G. It's a knock. It is. The fact that Brock Purdy came in without missing a beat, looked just like him, is not good for Jimmy G. Now, Brock Purdy could just be great. Who knows? Unlikely. He's very good. I'm not saying anything about him. It's just that coming in and instantly looking just as good as Jimmy G is not a good sign for how important Jimmy G is. And if you want a big indicator on where he really is, dude, 2 years ago, the San Francisco 49ers didn't just pick a quarterback to replace him. They used 3 first-round picks and a third-round pick to replace him. Then they did that for Trey Lance, and then the next year they took another quarterback. What are they doing? Why? Because they know they can't trust him. As good as he is, man, they're letting him go. And that's not Josh McDaniels over there. At least to some degree, that's a relatively successfully run organization, right? You got to give that to them. I think they made a big misstep with the Trey Lance thing, probably. But the Jimmy G thing is weird to me. I don't know. It's scary, man. Whatever fears we have about Derek Carr, I don't think they touch Jimmy G. All right. Radovan checking in. What's up, buddy? He says, the one quarterback I don't want, however, is Jimmy G. Give me Minshew or Tannehill instead. Worst completion percentage, tight window throws, injured system quarterback who got outplayed by the last pick in the draft, and 25, 30 million. Yeah. Well, they're saying he wants 35. That's what I read. And whether or not that's right, who the hell knows what, right? But let's say it's $30 million. That's not cheap, right? It's cheaper than probably Carr or obviously Rodgers, right? But it's not cheap. But right, man, you took him. I mean, look, Luke from Play Like a Jet. I'm talking to Luke. I'm going to bring him on the Thursday show in the next week or two. I want him to talk to you guys about this. He did a breakdown of the tight window stuff with Jimmy G versus Derek Carr. And as the windows close, Derek Carr he becomes better. He's exceptional with these tight window throws. Where only his receiver can get it. He succeeds. He excels. Jimmy G, most of his stuff, the guys are wide open. And when it's tight, like Radovan's saying here, his completion percentage goes way down. It's tougher. It's harder, right? But you got to look at that stuff. And he's injured all the time. and the Brock Purdy thing, and the team used 3 firsts, man, to replace his ass. Again, that's worse than Green Bay using a first-round pick and a 4th to trade up to take Jordan Love. It's worse. So, yeah, I mean, look, would I be upset if we got Jimmy G? I'd be disappointed, but I'd root for him and I'd find a way to be positive in the whole thing. Of course, he's definitely a good quarterback. We would just have to hope that he makes it. That's it. You better protect this friggin' guy, man. You'd better. Everything we do should be to protect him. Utilize the tight ends, beef up the offensive line. Becton comes back. ABT comes back. Keep Dwayne Brown. Re-sign Fant. Use a draft pick on a tackle. Max Mitchell comes back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, use a third on, use a second on your center. Use a third on a guard. Like, everything should be to protect them. Everything. We'll figure everything else out. The quarterback needs to never get touched. Never, not once. They'll be the only quarterback in NFL history never to be touched by the defense, right? That's what you got to do in order to keep Jimmy. But he's had non-contacts. Just running. Oh, just falls. My leg. That kind of stuff. So it's scary. I'd root. I would. We all would. That's what I was saying earlier, balls be hurting. Stafford, especially at the end. I think during the first chunk of his career, I think a lot of people believed in Stafford. He's throwing for 4,800 yards and all this stuff, especially when he had Megatron. But like, you look at the last few years, it was like everybody's like, when is this guy going to retire? It seemed like he was going to retire any year, any day. And then McVay goes and trades 2 firsts and Jared Goff for Stafford. It's like, There were a lot of detractors. A lot of people said, this is idiotic. Stafford's old and tired. Worked splendidly. As a matter of fact, in the Super Bowl, he won it. Remember? He rose to the occasion, said, nuh-uh, not today. This is my shot. I've never been, I'm not walking out of this one without this ring, baby. Not doing it. All right. New York Superfan, did I miss everything? That's a good way to ask it. You like this hat, Jet Freely? You know what I noticed the other day with your thing? I noticed what you did there with your avatar. I didn't realize it the first day I said hello to you. But you changed the Ace Frehley blue to jet green, even on the glow on the face and the hair. I love it. I like what you've done. I didn't pick up on it right away. That's the Peter Criss glow, as everybody knows. That's the Peter Criss glow. You've taken it and made it the jet glow on the previously blue Ace Frehley. I like what you've done. It's Snoopy. Do we have to do this again? Do we have to do it again, buddy? You're making a big deal that he was cut. You have to look at by who and what's their track record. Again, just the idea that impatient POS Josh McDaniels couldn't just sit tight and wait and get at least a first for this guy. Let him finish his friggin' Raider career. He's got every passing record, every touchdown. He's the best quarterback in Raiders history, at least as far as statistically. Let him finish his career, dude, and then get a first for him. Nope, couldn't do it, blew it, had to let him go for nothing. Couldn't even get a 7th-round pick. That's the guy we're talking. You're basing our argument on that? And he already did exactly the same thing with Jay Cutler. And don't forget the pick that he got from Jay Cutler. He got 2 picks. He used one on a defensive end, Ayers, and then he used the other one on a quarterback. Want to remember who was? Tim Tebow, dude. Okay. Most GMs were looking at Tim Tebow as a fullback, at best a tight end in the mid rounds. Josh McDaniels said, yep, first round quarterback for me. They fired Josh McDaniels, went out and got, they traded Tebow, fired McDaniels, brought in Peyton Manning and won a Super Bowl. That's what they did, okay? That's what happened. That's the guy we're talking about. Please, Snoopy. Carpetbagger wants to know if I would sculpture prune my beard in the shape of a jet if the Jets win. Well, I'd like to reserve. I want to just go, yeah, but I got to be careful with that shit. I say things. I'll say this. Here he goes again. Look at Snoopy. He's banging this drum. Again. You're using an argument that doesn't work. It doesn't work. Why'd they release Peyton Manning? Why'd they get rid of all these guys? Stafford alone. It's like, it doesn't work, dude. It doesn't mean anything. Why did they trade Drew Brees, dude? The Chargers thought Drew Brees was never going to amount to anything. And they went and drafted Phillips Rivers. Who do you think won that one, buddy? They got rid of him. They want to go. Get out of here. Here it is again. This is the Snoopy argument. That's what we're going to call this. Here it is again. Look at this. That's five times. And I'm sure there's more, Snoopy. That's the 5. 5 times. Same argument. Like this hat? What was I saying? So I'll do something with my beard. I'll do something with my beard. I'll do something. If the Jets win the Super Bowl, how about this? I'll have a contest and see what wins. Maybe I shave it off. Maybe I braid it and color it pink and jump off a building. Maybe I do that. What do you think? Call it a day. Jennifer, what did she say here? I just saw it. Carr was never the same after that injury he got early in his career. Yeah, I know. 4,800 yards in 2021. Never did that before. Not the same, I'll tell you that. Again, I don't know, man. You can prefer anybody you'd like, of course, but I don't know. I don't know why there's like a dislike. I don't understand it. All right. Again, Jimmy G. Then there's the Tannehills. Somebody told me they prefer Tannehill. That one I struggle with. The truth is Tannehill would be better than anybody we've had here in late years. In eons, right? It's the truth. It's the truth. So Carr can't beat Mahomes. Why not? He's beaten Mahomes 10 times, dude. I'm going to show you something right now. Hold on. Derek Carr versus Mahomes. I don't know how many times he's beaten him, but I know it's at least he's beaten him. Let's see. Let me see here. Jesus. How many times? This is fantasy stuff. I can't do it. Everybody's fantasy. Let me see. History. I want to do history. Remember, they're in the same division. They've been playing each other for a while. Let's see here. I'll tell you, these, you know what? I hate links, man. They go, yeah, what do you, like you put anything you put in, they go, sure, this is it. And you click on it, it's not that at all. Let's see. Record all time. Patrick Mahomes is 64-16 all time, period, though. Let's see. Come on. I can't find it. Anybody else find it? Somebody find it for me. See if Derek Carr has ever beat him. I know they've had shootouts, man. Like in the 40s. What the hell is this? I can't even see it. I don't even know what's happening. I can't do it. Games. Patrick Mahomes, Derek Carr. This is just, I want to see head to head. Everybody's putting like their stats together. I don't know. I can't. Somebody will find it. I know he's beat him already at least once. I know it's at least once. That much I can say. Maybe it's only once. Who knows? Again. All right. So look, here's the truth of it. We're whittling all back down. Everybody's feelings and all their little nitpicks and details aside. The truth is, Derek Carr is coming to Florham Park today to visit the New York Jets. If he were to sign, he would be the best quarterback the Jets have ever had since one Joe Willie Namath decided to become a Ram, I think it was, right? St. Louis, I think. So that's what it would be. Now, here's the brilliance behind it. I do believe that the Jets' number one option would be Aaron Rodgers. That's what I believe. The brilliance is this. Aaron Rodgers goes in the dark retreat today. And the Jets just so happen to be hosting Derek Carr today. And it's a multi-day visit. I believe it's 3. Maybe it's 2. I think I heard 3 days. So including today. So really 2, like the whole weekend. So we got Derek Carr here in Florham Park. Can't visit, can't sign with anybody else. I mean, he could, but he'd have to do it without visiting. So he's right here while we wait for Derek Carr. So everyone's fears are put aside. The whole thing about waiting for Derek Carr, for Aaron Rodgers, is moot because Derek Carr is here. You find out if you like him. You find out everything, both sides. And then at the end, Aaron Rodgers goes, hey, don't sign him. I want to come. You go, okay, there you go. There you go. So there it is. I hope you guys are excited. Something's happening. It's actually news. What's up, Hepburn? It's actually news. It's news. All the speculation aside, we have news. Finally, a little bit of news. It's the only news we can have because everybody else, the league year doesn't start till March. We got a few weeks. Well, March 7th, I think, something along those lines. So we have to wait. But guys, I hope you all have a wonderful Friday night. This was fun. It was impromptu and fun. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to an AA meeting. What do you think? I'm going to share about all my resentments I have against you guys who don't love Derek Carr. That's what I'm going to do. Guys, have a great rest of the day. Let's do Klecko again. One more time for Klecko. Guys, enjoy. Have a great Friday and go Jets.
As a Hall of Fame voting group, we need to re-examine some careers. And I think we need to re-examine the career of Joe Klecko.
Dang, I want to see how I do against this guy because he was the best.
Left guard can't handle Klecko. Just knock the crap out of the guy across from you.
Intensity, bottom line. Never take a play off.
He was incredibly strong.
His just pure raw strength.
He was the same every play. Ball zone.
It was an incredible accomplishment to be dominant at one position in the NFL in your career, but to be dominant at 3 positions